Welcome everyone to the Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Teachers Training. This is the day 2 and session 1. Following the day 1 session, which myself Prakash had presented, we got your feedback saying that the recording had some missing stuff and all that. So we are trying to adjust that, and this time it is Ganesh Hiragodar, Vice Director at VMware, who is a specialist in the site reliability engineering and infrastructure automation. And he will fulfill the feedbacks we got on the CI/CD, and as well I'll interact with him so that there is a continuity. And we look forward to hearing great things from Ganesh Hiragodar. And go ahead, Ganesh. This is yours to deliver. Thank you.
Thank you, Prakash. Thank you for an opportunity for discussing in front of the coveted audience from the teaching fraternity. So good morning all. This is Ganesh Hiragodar here. And today's topic, as you heard, Prakash has already discussed more into the cloud technologies. Today we are talking about cloud infrastructure and automation. As part of this particular topic, we are going to discuss more on what are cloud infrastructure, what cloud infrastructure will include, how day 0, day 1, day 2 happens in the data center perspective when you set up an infrastructure. When you set up an infrastructure, how are you going to make sure the automation, and how do you provision, how do you configure, all these important aspects which we are going to talk about it. That is the first topic. The second topic is, while setting up any data center, one has to understand more deeper on the service level agreement, service level objectives related to the communication service provider, CSPs, right? The third topic is all about the site reliability engineering, which is a new topic and the new subject altogether in an industry wherein people talk about the DevOps, people talk about the SRE. We will discuss more into the what are the best practices, what kind of features which we're going to get out of SRE. And last but not the least, as Prakash did mention about and highlighted some of the tools related to the CI/CD, today we are going to touch base a little bit on what could be the future of CI/CD. How are we going to leverage the GitOps? All of these topics which we're going to cover in today's session. So feel free to ask any questions within the session or outside this particular session. We are going to leave you the credentials, what we have, and then you can able to connect with us. Okay. So first, before getting into the cloud infrastructure, I would like to talk more on to the traditional infrastructure, what we have, where you have the traditional data center sitting in tons of servers sitting in one particular location and then connecting to the rest of the world. That is what the traditional architecture. The second one is more of a containerized architecture where servers, storage, compute, all is all in the virtualized environment. How I am kind of differentiating between virtual environment with the containerized environment, right? So, and then the third is when you talk about the virtual and the container, I am getting into the orchestration mode. How are you going to monitor? How are you going to orchestrate and automate the existing infrastructure without having any interruption in my existing data center setup? So this is all fine, but today we are operating in the multi-cloud environment, be it Amazon Cloud, be it Google Cloud, be it Azure, VMware Cloud, whatnot, right? So how do you differentiate among these different cloud vendors? Is there any specific platform? I need to look into it. So some of these complexity involved in the infrastructure setup. So if you look at it, what are the drivers? When you talk about the change drivers, some of the voices are coming out from the industry thought leaders. There are 3 things are coming in our way. One is about the innovation, speed, and then the efficiency. When I say the innovation, anything and everything which we do, definitely some kind of an improvement is coming up. So if you look at in the Japanese way of doing things, Kaizen model, more of a service improvements. That's where this innovation is coming in. Providing the cloud services to the enterprise, that is one key. Second is an agility. How agile you are while providing an infrastructure. That is the speed. If I want it today, yes, I need right now. That kind of a thing we're talking about. So those days are gone wherein you look at the current pandemic situation. If you were in 10 years back, you want to get a vaccination or you want to get any kind of a drug, we could have taken few years to a decade to identify a vaccination. But today it's not the case. That's what we are talking about. The bring products to market much quicker and faster. While doing the innovation, the speed, efficiency is more important than anything else. How efficient and effectively you are delivering the products to the market. So these three things are important, what we hear from the different customers. Next, let's talk about the operator drivers from when it comes to the cloud transformation. These are four different things. One is how do you segregate the software and the hardware? I don't want to get locked into one particular vendor and lock for the rest of the life. Those days are gone. How do you separate? Second is time to market, TTM. How do you address the new services, reduce time to market? That is how you can able to launch the new services to support my customer need. Third and fourth are important thing is OpEx and the CapEx. How do you reduce your operational expenses? How do you reduce your capital expenses? Right? If you look at from 2G, 3G, 4G, and 5G, when it comes to the telcos, right? Looking in India, be it Airtel, Reliance, or BSNL, majority of our service providers, they put lot of infrastructure even for the 2G and 3G. When the 4G comes in, what happens to that infrastructure? They have to wipe it out and then move into the different infrastructure altogether. Now we're talking about 4G to 5G. 5G infrastructure is completely different. This is one of the reasons we are talking about the automation, how best I can able to bring in the new innovation, how best I can bring in the new processes and new thought processes. So coming back to some of these different stacks, which I would like to touch base: consultancy, infrastructure transformation execution, application migration, application transformation, operation transformation, and then the full service fulfillment.